Hello my fellow gamers, are you excited for this new update? Because I am very happy. Why am I happy? New companions, new gear, new epics. Test run has ended for Valencia Part 3 or Trinidad's Palace update or whatever. And we have gotten all the information we need to conclude this update. So we will be talking about some parts of the features that will shake up the meta of this game once it is fully released. Keep in mind that this video is not a full guide to this content but mainly my first impressions and thoughts about it. I also want to mention that I will be talking about the pack companions but not the gear, because after looking through the gear with all the changes and nerfs, thanks KI, it was, as I stated in my last video, meh. Just meh. Yeah, I guess I could talk about it in another video when I do a pack opening, but no promises! Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Aloe, who has made a website that is dedicated on helping out the Pirate101 community with detailed guides like a Mushu navigational page and just recently, a page that shows all the gear coming for Valencia Part 3. Make sure to give it a look and provide some feedback, link is in the description. With all that mentioned, it's time to talk about the gear and companions that will be added into this update. So KI has showcased a new pack coming out for the update called the Valencian Victory Boost Pack. It is a good pack with nothing too overpowered or underwhelming. But first off, the companions in this pack are some of the most unique companions so far in Pirate101. I'm always interested and excited in how KI decides to experiment with power, variety, and diversity, allowing many companions to shine in their own styles and battles instead of the typical chaining or charging companions you will normally see in normal scenarios. There are 5 companions in this pack covering each class, and we're gonna start with the Buccaneer. A Valencian unicorn that can be a great chaining companion. They do have Valencian Charge, a Crisp Strike, and Kraken's Coils, which are great powers, but they also have Relentless Riot, which gives everybody Relentless. While the latter power ain't too useful compared to like a follow-through buff from the Draconian, some of the other powers are still great for Buck companions. You can also give him Relentless 2 and Blaze 2, so he's good, right? Well, this is where some of the weaknesses starts. The one massive epic he cannot get in Vengeance Strike 3. He can get level 2 but not level 3 for the stun, so it's a major weakness for Buccaneers. Compared to other Buccaneer companions, will perform much better than this Buccaneer because of the better epics like Blightbeard, Troggy, and even Goro at level 75 with the extra epics given. But still, I would give this guy 3 out of 5 Funny Relentless. What does that mean? I got no damn idea. Next is the Swashbuckler Unicorn, which focuses on debuffing enemies who are affected by attributes. She has Drain Magic, an ability that is very mid at best. A companion that focuses on removing buffs from allies or enemies. She has an ability called or whatever Victory that gives everyone in a battle attributes, so she can drain magic on affected individuals later. She also got a poison that affects all enemies that has the attribute. So the companion focuses on applying the buffs to the enemies, which will allow her to poison them for damage. The poison itself is also damage boosted by Mojo, so you can also use Scratch with her as well. Sounds like a great companion, right? Well, unfortunately, it's bad. It is very bad. The problem with this companion is that it's just so gimmicky and unreliable, as you have to play around with Drain Magic, and since the power is random targeting and just complete ass, it's hard to play her reliably in many fights. Also, as a swashbuckler, she can't even get some of the most important epics a squash should have, like Repulse 3, Repel Borders 3, and she just naturally has Cheat Shot. There is one good use for her. As for Drain Magic, you can also get rid of negative attributes, which you can technically cleanse yourself and your companions with her, but that is still random, unreliable targeting. Personally, this is the weakest companion from the pack, and unless this companion is mainly used for PvP, I don't really recommend using this companion. I give this girl 1 out of 5 funny Drain Magic. Seriously, did you see the health gain? Now, the Crab Musketeer is one of those basic chaining companions you probably would expect from literally any other musketeers in this game, but this one has some differences. First, this is the only companion that can get double tap 5, which is insane for damage potential. He also has a lot of epics, so you can give him the normal chaining epics like Quick Adjust 3 and Burst Fire 2. He can shoot 5 range, which is the same range as Chantel and Bonnie, and he has 3 critical powers. The first one is a normal crit attack, the second can lower will from an enemy, and the third one that ignores line of sight restrictions, which is pretty nice. This guy is one of the best musketeers currently in the game, a monster in his craft. With the only weakness from this crab companion is unfortunately he does not have Overwatch as part of his epic talents. Overwatch is amazing for debuffing enemies and triggering early epics, and personally I prefer a character with Overwatch than anything else. still, don't sleep on this guy. This companion is still very good and worth gambling. So I give this guy 5 out of 5 funny line of sights. Next is the Pirate Unicorn, and this one is a real doozy. First, he can get Repel Bonus 5, so he has Knockback, which is already really good. Second, he has one of the most broken powers I have ever seen in this game. Valor Bulwark, which gives all allies 25% shield for 10 rounds. I'm sorry, 25%? 10 rounds? All allies? Oh god, there goes my savings down the drain. Third, he has so much powers that you can choose. He has a heal, a Valor Fortress, Dress to Lie, Tower of Iron Will, Elusive you could excuse me, how is this companion fair? The most supportive companion I have ever seen that can be used by anybody and can defend either himself or his allies with his powers and knockback? 5 out of 5 funny Valor. You know what? No, make it a 6 out of 5. God damn it, now I gotta choose to gamble for this guy or Lauren from the Grizzly Bear pack. Oh, I hate my life. And lastly, the Witch Doctor companion, a jellyfish. But not just any jellyfish. A jellyfish with the most random-ass epic variants I have ever seen, but the unique epic called Binary Fusion, which is all about summoning. Basically, whenever the jellyfish is hit, it will summon a minion on the battlefield that has Hold the Line 5, which is very useful. If you have the Binary Fusion epic maxed out, it will do 3 summons per turn instead of just 1. This is a powerhouse of a companion, as you can practically spam minions into the battlefield to take aggro. It is a glass cannon as you need the companion to take damage to activate their abilities, so it's best if you can protect it with a Valor Fortress or some heals. The minions can hold off enemies with Hold the Line 5, giving you a lot of defense, while also the minions having Mojo abilities like Mojo Storm, Mojo Burn, and Morn Song, so they can go offensive as well too. Now, when this companion was released, it was straight trash because the minions they spawn is neutral, so they can attack either the enemies or your team. It was so unreliable, it was pretty much an F tier companion, but now with some changes, the minions will only attack the enemies now, which is a much needed change to make this companion useful to the team. The jellyfish is a solid companion from the pack that can definitely help out witch doctors with their other summons like the Croc one and the Medusa one. It also has Dispel Magic, so a way to debuff our team is a +1 in my book. Yeah, I'll give this fish 4 out of 5 funny friendly fires from the past. Also, quick shout out for CBtheScare for his video on showcasing the jellyfish companion. I had limited testing on the jellyfish, specifically I got busy with other stuff. Oh, what the So make sure to check out the video and his channel as well. Link is in the description. Oh, what the fuck? So that was all the companions from the new pack coming out soon for the Pirate101 update. But you thought I was done. Oh, we are so not done. KI has added 2 new companions to the Crown Shop. Yes, in the Crown Shop. You don't need to gamble for these 2 companions. Once the update comes out, you can just straight up buy these guys. So big win for the community. The Crab Buccaneer is the king of defense and being a tank like a normal Buccaneer with Vendor Strike 3, Director's Chorus that applies a shield to all allies, and a full stop and a power to remove all poison from allies. Honestly, this Buccaneer is very good and I definitely recommend it. The Swashbuckler Unicorn, no, not the pack one, because that one is just straight up bad. This other one, which is essentially a Fan Flanders, but with a charge and a power that gives all allies flanking. The thing is, flanking is a very hit or miss kind of epic, so you want to play around with flanking, especially since this guy can get flanking 5. I guess go ahead. But otherwise, if you don't want him to deal with flanking, you can also give him Repulse 3, Relentless 2, and Blaze Storm 2. And also with a Wind Spirit, a Charge, and a Super Strike, it is a very solid companion. You basically want a Fan Flanders in your team. Honestly, for companions that you can just straight up buy from the Crown Shop compared to the ones being from a pack, this one is a surprise that I really like to see more of. So that was legitimately all the companions coming out in this update. And before you say it, yes, the Storyline companion is also coming out in this update, but I already talked about him in my previous video. But now the companions are done, now we can talk about the gear. And the gear coming out for this update is gonna be meta changing. Speaking of the gear, the pack gear I mentioned at the beginning of the video is gonna be shown in a future pack opening video whenever that happens. And there's also auction gear as well, but it's very mediocre, so the real gear I will be talking about is the Armada gear that is farmed from various bosses and mini-bosses in this update. First of all, if you're a buck, I'm sorry, you guys are getting nothing from this update. But before the update can get a lot of epics already, like Vendor Strike 5, Blaze Storm 5, Hold the Line 5, Turn the Tide 5, with some few other epics like Follow Through 2, Repulse 2, and Repel Borders 2, something like that. But the new gear is just another way of achieving those epics. You have a lot of variety in gear pieces, but nothing that really stands out except for the hat that gives you a heal. The Feeding Frenzy weapon is still the best weapon for bugs, so it'll be really tough to swap that out for the new ones. When it comes to Squash, you now have the ability to get Repulse 5 and First Strike 5 on your stabby builds because of the weapon, hat, and ring. You might have to get rid of some powers to achieve it like El Spirit, Black Fog, and Super Strike, but it is a build you can achieve. For shooty/melee, you have many rings that can help you out for chaining, charging, or reaching a specific level for your epics. Musketeers for either shooty or hybrid are able to have Overwatch 5 or Ready Spell 5 and double tap. With the Mirage gear, you can basically add Burst Fire 5 into the build, making your Musketeers unstoppable. But now with the new gear, you can easily get Overwatch 5 or Ready Spell 5 or both, and replace your Cerberus Collar with this Mojo Tab Mojo Rising weapon if you are running Shooty Staffy. You can also get a free sniper shot with double tap and eagle eyes, the latter being really broken to be given to Musketeers. Man, we are just getting good stuff. For Privateers, it is the same idea as Musketeers. You can achieve Repel Borders 5, Overwatch 5, or even Ready Spell 5 very easily now. It is also possible that throughout all those epics, you can also achieve Hold the Line 5, as this weapon might be one of the best for melee Priv or anybody that wants to run Repel Borders 5. Privs has a lot of options to work around because they have the most variety in their playstyles and strengths, so you can honestly mix and match to see which will work for you. As long as you have the knockback in your build, you are good to go. And lastly, for Witch Doctors, which are just getting good stuff every single update. I mean, we haven't even talked about the new powers. Witch Doctors gets a good hat that maintains Ready Spell 5 while getting big guns, but they also have the ability to finally run Mojo Rising 5 with both the roll from this update and the boost from the Mirage Gauntlet. You are losing the ability to use Captain Blood Jacket or even the Tempest hat, but Mojo Rising 5 can be really strong if you are chaining a lot for your build. The weapons are also nice as it gives good epics and powers, but none of them are 6 range, so it's a debate if you want the maximum range possible or more epics and powers on your weapon. But anyways, that is it for the gear and the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Do you guys have any thoughts and opinions about the new companions and gears that is coming out in this update? Let me know in the comments. Personally, besides the story, the content that they are releasing this week is probably the biggest so far for Pirate101 and my favorite so far, and is way more polished than the Croc update, and all the new gear pieces and companions are really good as well. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me in this video. Good luck on grinding your pirates to level 75, and until the next video on the channel, I'll see you guys later. Happy pirating!